It's back to school time, and Gen X Flashback is jumping back in the video time machine. In this episode, we're headed back to the 80s again to take a look at items you may have found in our backpacks. No laptop computers or smartphones, but a lot of cool things you may remember. So here are 10 back-to-school items we had as Gen X. And stick around till the end to see our honorable mention list. You're watching Gen X Flashback. Number 10, the Paper-Mate Erasable Pen. The Paper-Mate Erasable Pen was like a magic trick in your pencil case. It had all the smoothness of a regular ballpoint pen, with the added bonus of being erasable. For the first time, you could write in ink without fear of making a mistake. And if you did, a quick swipe of the eraser and it would all disappear. Well, mostly. Kind of left a smudge like this. The erasable ink had a unique feel to it. Not quite as solid as a regular ink pen, but the ability to erase your errors made it a game changer in the classroom. It was perfect for note-taking and when you wanted the permanence of ink, but the flexibility of a pencil. Plus, the pens came in different colors too, so you could color code your notes without worrying about getting anything wrong. Number 9, Scratch and Sniff Stickers. Scratch and Sniff stickers were sensory overload in the best possible way. They weren't just stickers, they were a full-on experience. Each one came with a scent that matched its design. If it was shaped like a cherry or red, it smelled like a cherry, or if it was lemon, it was yellow, and it was shaped like a lemon, and so on. You get it. Teachers love handing these out as rewards. But kids, we love collecting them, trading them, and sticking them on everything we owned. The smells range from delicious fruit to downright weird. Getting those unusual ones was kind of like finding a treasure, but that just made them even more fun to trade at school. Number 8, metal lunchboxes. Now, metal lunchboxes were way more than just containers for your PB&J. They were popular pieces of pop culture. Whether it was emblazoned with Star Wars, He-Mans, the Smurfs, Peanuts, everything that was cool back then had a lunchbox. Almost all of them had a thermos as well. Now, even though the metal lunchboxes kind of faded away with kids, they are still around today because they were so durable, and they make great collector's items, just like this one on my shelf. Number 7, Crayola 64-count crayon box with sharpener. The Crayola 64-count crayon box with built-in sharpener was the ultimate pack of color smack. Gone was the frustration of having to pick out basic colors. You could hit any shade you wanted pretty much. And if you broke a crayon or dulled the end out, hey, no problem. The magic sharpener on the backs would fix everything. It was also a kid magnet. If you had a 64-pack, you'd get a lot of friends if you all were coloring something together. I guess you could say it made you the most popular kid in the class, at least during art time. Number 6, Lisa Frank school supplies. Who said you couldn't have brand-name school supplies? Lisa Frank proved that wrong, all the way through the 80s and even to the 90s. If it was bright, bold, and colored in rainbows, unicorns, or neon-colored animals, it was probably Lisa Frank. The brand turned ordinary school supplies into vibrant, over-the-top works of art. Whether it was a notebook, a folder, heck, even a sticker, anything Lisa Frank was instantly cooler than what everyone else had. Number 5, pencil boxes with secret compartments. Pencil boxes in the 80s were like a treasure chest, especially the ones having secret compartments. These boxes were more than just a piece to store your pencils, they were safe haven for your tiny treasures. Whether it was a hidden compartment for your erasers, a built-in sharpener, or even a tiny mirror, these pencil boxes were full of surprises. They came in all sorts of colors and designs, and had all kinds of built-in gadgets. The more they had, the cooler they were. Number 4, the yellow number 2 pencil. When it comes to school supplies, it doesn't get any more basic than the typical yellow wooden or plastic number 2 lead pencil. It often was required for tests, especially those standardized ones that you had to fill out the little bubbles like a Scantron sheet, and it was simple and ready to go at all times. In fact, there was usually a pencil sharpener somewhere around close. Interestingly, the number 2 pencil hasn't changed much over the years either, which just goes to show how perfect it was from the start. Even though we have mechanical pencils and way better ink pens, that number 2 is still the basic and simplest tool that you're going to find. Number 3, calculators. Calculators were an essential tool for any math class in the 80s, and having one was a big deal. Whether it was a basic 4-function calculator or a more advanced scientific calculator like you used in algebra with all those mysterious buttons, these devices represented a new era of learning. The iconic Texas Instrument models were really popular, and they were known for durability and reliability. I mean, you could drop these, step on them, and they'd still work. And having to get a scientific calculator was kind of a rite of passage as you went from just regular arithmetic to complex algebra and geometry. You remember the slide-on, slide-off cases on these? They were cutting-edge technology in the 80s. Number 2, the multicolored pen. Do you remember the multicolored pen? This thing was like a tiny miracle in your pencil case. You had 4 colors, red, blue, green, and black, all packed into one pen. The real fun was clicking that little button to switch the colors, especially during a boring class. It was the perfect tool for doodling, passing notes, or just adding some flair to your homework. If you took the end off of it, you could run all 4 colors at the same time. You could use different colors for different messages in your notes to friends, making a secret code that only you and your bestie could decipher. Before we get to number 1, we're going to slide over and go over a few honorable mentions that we had in this list. The Pop and Point pen. Do you remember these? They had leads encased in plastic, and you basically would pull the one out of the bottom when it was done and push it in the top, and the other one would pop out. Puffy stickers. A lot of these found their ways onto everything, including notebooks, books, trapper keepers, you name it. It was a great way to make a statement about what you like. Scented markers. These were definitely an 80s fad, much like scratch and sniff stickers. These were color-coded to their scents. If it was cherry, it was probably red, or the blue one, it was kind of like blueberry, and they were kind of a neat fad. Do any of you guys remember these? Okay, on to number 1. Our number 1 school item from the 80s? Nothing else but the Trapper Keeper itself. The Trapper Keeper wasn't just a binder. It was a place to store school stuff. It had a cool Velcro closer. It had all kinds of designs. Everything from neon patterns to puppies to unicorns to Star Wars. It was like a small billboard with all your school stuff in it. Need a place for your homework? It went in the Trapper Keeper. Need a place for your pens and pencils? It went in there too. Need a place to put all your puffy stickers on and your scratch and sniffs? That's where they went also. And it was so well designed and organized. It was like having your own little portable desk. Not to mention the fact that everyone had one. And there you have it. 10 back-to-school items we had as Gen X in the 80s. If you had these items, or maybe we missed a few that you did have and maybe we didn't mention here, please throw them in the comments and let me know. As always, we love having you here and enjoy looking back at the 70s, 80s, and 90s. If you guys are enjoying the content and want more of it, please let us know and think about joining us by subscribing. Until next time, we want you to know that we really appreciate you being here on Gen X Flashback. Thank you and God bless.